We're going to start with Found in You, going right into Great Are You Lord. Those are combined, so those will be like one seamless moment. It's just one page. So nice, tight, concise. So what could possibly go wrong?
Our board reset all the routing. Is that right, Owe?
Yes, all the routing.
When I play my guitar, I'm not going to hear it in my ears.
You're not. Probably until the second service.
I'll play all the right notes, I promise. Only the good ones. Gears, Sparkle Jet, Axe FX3, FC12, Brian Fuller.
I have a message for the programmers at line 6. I would appreciate it if you made the A440 calibration a lot harder to get to. Because twice, somehow, I don't know, somehow I was tuning my guitar and it sounded terrible when it was A442.
And I have a venti, sugar-free, vanilla latte, whole milk, and one extra shot, please, for the extra hour of sleep that I didn't get. So I have Worship Tutorials t-shirts available. This is the Blackout Rock the Flock, which you can't really see.
Leave a link in the description.
It's at worshiptutorials.spreadshirt.com. You can get t-shirts, you can get coffee mugs. You can go there and check them out. They're overpriced, but that's just what you get when you do, you know, one-off t-shirts that they make them and ship them to you. Dave, you can't, music stands are banned topic of conversation.
At Worship Tutorials.
And you know where else they're banned?
Nothing gets more crazy comments like
you know where else the music stands are banned? On that
stage, yeah.
But Dave, Bethel Music uses music stands.
Oh my gosh.
You know what,
Brian?
That's fine.
If Bethel Music jumped off a bridge, would you too?
Back to the people who don't practice or do run-throughs. That always blows my mind.
Oh, you mean on a Sunday morning?
Yeah. Well, I feel like when we talk in chat rooms and live stuff and videos and stuff, like anytime we talk about
chat rooms,
anytime we talk about
antiquated term.
anytime we talk
Facebook groups.
anytime we talk about practicing rehearsals,
running through,
it's
like a full run through.
Just half the world just zones out. Like, well, we don't have time to do. We don't have that. We don't have that luxury.
You do if you move your call time up.
I want to know, like, in the history of music.
Yeah.
What great act, what great band, what great anything has ever been like, well, we're lucky because we never had the luxury of practicing.
We just didn't have to.
Yeah. I just feel like it's worship music is no different than regular music as far as the technical side of it.
Right.
But for some reason, worship musicians just think that, well, we're busy, so we can't rehearse.
Yeah, or
like, I just don't get it.
I see a lot of times, like, I'll post, we'll talk about our call, like, a lot of people will comment, like, oh, your call time is 6:15 a.m. Like, how do you do that so early?
You wake up at 5:30?
Yeah, well,
how do you do that?
I'll see a lot of people post, like, their service will start at 9 and, like, the band gets there at 8:30.
That's crazy.
Or 8. Like, how do you, like, how is that not a train wreck every weekend?
What it says to me is the people who are leading it, okay?
That sounds pretty harsh.
No rub to you worship leaders out there. I just want to educate you for a second. If you have zero experience being in bands or playing in any sort of, whether it be classical environment, playing in like your high school band, like if you look back to anything you've ever been a part of that you weren't in charge of, did you or did you not practice?
Right.
Like, every high school band I know practices. Every high school
every
choir, every play,
like an hour a day.
Everybody, I've never met a single successful musician that didn't practice.
I was in the band. Right?
And so, I think here's what I think happens. A guy who plays guitar and sings occasionally, never been in bands, never done anything, somehow gets anointed as the worship leader in charge, right? You play guitar and sing, congratulations, you're in charge of our ministry. But they have no experience of what it takes, so they just step into this either already thing that's been handed to them, which is like, hey, this is how we've always done it. We show up at 8:30 and then we have service at 9. But they don't have the experience and wherewithal to go, this is a really bad structure. And so just trust me on this, or ask anyone who's been involved in any sort of music scenario. You have to go, all right, we need time to get ready. We need time to practice, especially when you're not using professional musicians, which 99% of almost probably every church in America is not using professional musicians. So, which even makes it more. So, like, when I became a worship leader.
Worship leader? Is that what you said, worship leader?
When I became a worship leader,
Fuller's
the very first thing
today.
I did was like, when are we going to practice? When are we going to rehearse?
Yeah.
When are we going to go through? Because I knew that like every other band that I've been in that's been good has done that.
Yeah.
And so what happens is we see a lot of comments, well, we don't have time to rehearse. We don't have a weekly rehearsal. But then those are the same people that are constantly asking why this happens or why this doesn't sound good or why and it's like it's not rocket science. Like just practice. Find a time to get together and work on stuff. You'll be amazed at how much better it is.
I'm trying to be comic relief here. Have you seen the little, is it a commercial or what? Where you've got the music theory teacher. It's like, come on guys, it's not rocket science. And then you've got the rocket scientist.
Oh yeah.
It's like, come on guys, it's not music theory. And he's like looking, it's like the music theory board is way more complicated than the science board.
Yeah. But that's what's funny. It's like, we're not even talking about music theory. It's like,
no, you're talking about learning.
Here's a song.
and
It's
executing
4
them.
chords. It goes like this.
Yeah.
Like, just get everyone in a room until it sounds
Well,
good.
not only that, but like for your people, here's another thing that I think that after you get past learning the chords of the song and the words and how it goes, like there's this whole thing about arrangement.
Yeah.
When you get a band of 4 or 5 people together, the way that is arranged and who plays what and when they play, and we need to make sure we got 5 It's 8:40. We got to go. That is a big deal that will make your worship sound good or like a hot mess.
Yeah, arrangement.
You're not worship, but the music. So
people need to practice. I'm gonna start a 60-day practice challenge.
And you can't really like work on arrangement without getting together and practicing.
You can't work on anything. I'm just gonna talk. I'm so sick of it.